Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Mythonics Live, hosted by More They Doog. Today, we are watching the final two episodes of the web horror series Vermis Malum. Now, in the previous episodes, the main character found a laptop which seems to be cursed. And look, it's a lot more exciting than that, but it's technically true, so we'll just run with that. Okay, now we're up to episode, I don't know the number, Orphan. Episode Orphan. Okay, let's go. Let's watch. Let's turn off this music. What song is this? Okay.
My hand hurts. They said it wasn't broken, just bone bruised, but it feels like it's broken. The whole thing was just a game. I never seriously believed, not really, even if at times I convinced myself I did, or badly wanted to. I realize that now. I was in a dark place. I couldn't sleep right the rest of the summer. I just needed some new project to escape into, anything. Another rabbit hole I could kill a few months burrowing myself inside to feel less raw. Could have been anything. Was just dumb luck I met Damon when I did. It can be fun to pretend. To believe. I've always been a little jealous of people who really can buy into this kind of thing. Roswell, clairvoyance, haunted video games. But I've never been that person. Too boring, I guess. It kept me busy. It was fun. Sometimes I told myself what I wanted to hear.
So is the person who was looking into this game just saying, like, no, it's fake, I just wanted to believe it, but it wasn't really? Interesting.
It really was. But it was just self-talk. Gun to my head, obviously. I never seriously thought what happened to Catherine Bell was on account of a stillborn online game she played for a few months of a messy, troubled life. Now, I'm not sure what I believe exactly. Because I remember the weird symptoms she wrote about before 3/8. And people keep telling me about things I know I didn't do, but I've got nothing to say back because there's a 15-hour chunk bitten out of my memory from last week. Like I was just gone. But I wasn't. And I can feel something warm dripping down from my ear again while I'm typing this. There's only so many points that can be strung in a sequence until you can't help seeing a line, even if logically you know it can't be there. I'm only human. I'm not a part of this story. I'm just the person watching from behind the screen. I'm just looking. I'm starting to think there are some things you can't look into too long without them starting to look back. Damon messaged me again today. Let's see.
The natural end of every adder, not suffered to empty its poison bladder. 7 Cities, a simulated adventure. 7 Cities on the Hill, bros, no, it's the apocalypse.
Monday.
Oh, that's the thumbnail, isn't it? You step out into the chilly morning air, dead winter grass crunching softly beneath your feet as you walk. You are in her garden. In the distance, by the edge of a small pond, you see a great dead tree. Lying nearby in the dirt is a well-loved knapsack. What would you like to do? Where will you go? Get sack. You heft the weighty burlap sack and sift for its inside. You have 2 apples and a tarnished golden shovel. You already have the golden shovel. Already many little holes leveled in the ground. In the ground, better leave it. Okay. Hang on. Take a bite out of the apple. Succulent juice trickles down your chin. Satisfying. You spit out a black seed out onto the soil. Interesting. Yeah, I wish I had a golden shovel. That's a Animal Crossing reference. At the water's edge, the tree waits for you impassively through the mist. Oh. Too fast. I'm just not reading. I'm not paying attention. See a windmill. Thick roots dig deep in the dead earth. A craggy hollow within yawns open invitingly. Hide and go seek. Oh, the garden was from the first episode, wasn't it? There was a windmill there and an apple. Next to the tree, a small canoe is moored on the beach. You cannot see a boatman anywhere, but a green object lies in the stern. Get green. You cannot get any greener. Get green object. It is a quicksilver ring. Time has crusted over the once bright amalgam gilding with an ugly green verdigris. You can make out the date mark on the inscription, but the rest of the words are no longer legible. You slip the posy on your finger, but feel unchanged. The yawning golden gates of the garden loom invitingly in the distance. What are you waiting for anyway? It's time you moved on. True. No, it's time you moved on. Nothing here for you. Go get. Oh. The hell? Doomsayer. Acquired new items, meet new characters, discover secrets to grow your score. Okay. Poison ring? Oh no, bros, it's over. You walk out the gates and into the dead forest and start down the mountain. As you pass a threshold, a voice calls out after you. Do you know? But you have already run away.
Tuesday.
Creepy. Soliciting. It is a new day. You don't know quite where you are headed, but you feel better. A winsome smile lights up your face. You reach a thicket of ruddy red ferns, leaves speckled with raindrops. A pair of shiny coins on the ground catch your eye. Get. Ow! You feel a sting and draw it back. The coins are no coins at all, but a little gold-skinned foundling that had been sleeping on the ground, coiled into a ball. Fortunately, its a juvenile bite didn't do more than nick your fingers. It is young, perhaps freshly hatched. Its gilded scales are still damp with womb water. You feel an odd sympathy for the ugly, misshapen thing. Where is its mother? Perhaps this could be your new adventure. Oh, it's a snake. Some ways ahead, a popinjay with beautiful blue plumage perches on an upturned branch. Its mouth is moving, but you are much too far down to hear the call. Ahead lies a crumbling Dicadent. Go. The interior is thick with the stink of cheap perfume. The sunken-eyed croupier tells you you're in luck. There's a room available. She motions down a narrow hallway with a flick of her tongue. Yeah, this is the casino we went to. You've only just stepped into the hallway when a trio of roguish-looking sisters with oily dreadlocks emerge from their own rooms, startling you. They have a dark look about them, so you try to avoid eye contact. You realize one of them came from the room the madam offered you. A common bunk? Go room. The room is dim. A tall, red-complected man by the fire gives you a stony look as you approach. You sense that he wants badly to escape this place, but something holds him. A debtor made to work the tables till the house is made whole. You decide against staying the night after all. You're delivered into the milky twilight, feeling that you have lost more than you have won. There is still time. Okay. When you return to the tree, the branch is empty, and the bluebird has flown away. Red man. Sister's mistress. Every modern game is too railroaded, yeah. Harassing. You reach a pond surrounded by tall, wiry trees hung with iron lanterns. Under the glassy water you spy a fat, black sunfish with big forked scar marking its brow, as if its head has been cloven and stitched back together. It stares at you curiously. A stone gate lies ahead. Get fish. You would need a rod and a line, among other things. Get rod. No, go gate. Okay. You pass into the deserted square of a small hamlet. You step over a discarded chicken leg bulging with maggots and realise how long it's been since you've eaten. A rusted signpost advertises a town hall, a market, and an apothecary. Go market. You wander the winding maze-like streets for hours, stomach rumbling all the while. You are lost. No, you're lost. You can't go to the apothecary. You're lost. There is a rubbish heap in the alley ahead. Rummage, rubbish heap. Oh. Oh, God. Ugh. What the fuck? The scent of rotting meat is pungent and you have to shoo big bugs from your face. You hear wet tearing as an opportunistic wolfhound shreds the carcass of a slaughtered racing goat lying on the heap. Crude symbols have been carved on its hide. Oh, it's a scapegoat. The dog turns its head as you approach. You see a kind of camaraderie in its hungry gaze, as though it recognizes you as a kindred scavenger. It exhales nasally and slinks back, as if to say, "Be my guest." Yeah, that's pretty awful. Eat goat. You stroll back through the gate, sucking the juice from a chunk of haunch meat. Big flies flee hollows in the viscera and buzz around your cheeks as you chew. Your new skin fits like the one you were born with. What do you mean, new skin? That's so gross.
What do I?
When you reach the pond again, the black fish has swum away. Lord, interesting. Indigoat. Labyrinth, blackfish, indigoat, meet Lord. Was the wolf the Lord?
Thursday.
We didn't see that level. There were a few levels we missed. Reciprocity. Reciprocity. You enter a field of wispy wheat stalks. Reciprocity. Yeah, I said that right. A muscle-bound, grisly woman in a ragged justicorpse marches a band of men and women manacled at the wrists with the dull yellow metal shackles. A chain gang. The marshal's rusted saber jingles with each step. Her charges are of varied ages and appearances. As their faces come into view, you try to guess their crimes. The scrawny old man heading the line might be one of those human butchers who strike when the victim sleeps. His jaundiced cheeks give him a fearsome quality. But he seems in quite poor health, perhaps only a thief or a drunk. The dour old woman two behind it is likely to have been poisoned. Hang on. The dour old woman two behind is as likely to have been poisoned by her Excuse me. The dour old woman who two... We're not going until I get this right. The dour old woman two behind is as likely to have poisoned her husband as cheated her handyman. But they all had all... The dour old woman two behind is as likely to have poisoned her husband as cheated her handyman. But they had all done something to deserve this, you were sure. They would not be here otherwise. Lagging the tail of the line, you see a little girl with a stuffed toy clenched in her pale hands. Dark hair frames her downturned face. You cannot see her eyes. What could be her sin? Good question. Talk girl. Oh, she's that girl. You move towards her and suddenly feel a twitch from your pocket. Mist sweeps the field. By the time it clears, the grey girl has long since walked away. That was a girl that is probably groomed by that dude on that online game. That's pretty awful. Plantation Warden Grey Girl.
Friday.
I feel like for a horror web series, you could probably break this up a bit. Febricity. Is that even a word? Febricity? Hang on. Look this up. Febricity. Febricity is a rare noun meaning the condition of having a fever or being feverish, and is often the symptom of an infection. Interesting. There you go. The trail leads you into a meadow. You pause and lie down on the grass to catch your breath. The hypnotic hum of the flitting bees lulls you into an early sleep. Oh, these guys. We remember the bees. They were going to turn you into a beehive. You dream a beautiful floating fairy whose entrancing eyes seem to change colour every time you look away. She waves a wand and makes the sweet-smelling flowers bloom. You stay with her a long time and feed the flowers and watch them grow. Yes, you are feeding the flowers. Your body is feeding the flowers. Game over, I guess.
I finally saw the end
Loud enough. How's the volume on this, guys?
of my dream. I was standing near the water, and the sun was going down. I didn't even notice before,
Hey,
but
Kimber Timber, how you doing?
it was already almost gone. And this giant, like, blob, I guess. Yes.
Volume's fine? Okay.
I don't know. It washed up on the beach in front of me.
This past is a bit quiet. It does
It
seem a
was
bit
all
quiet,
bloated. It was really hard to tell. But I thought maybe they were eye holes. I don't know. It was ugly. It scared me. But you could tell it was already dead. I think it died a long time ago. And it was just kind of floating out there. I could hear the song whistling from these little holes that were all over it. And it opened up, and this long thing crawled out.
Oh, he's describing
I
Bloodborne.
looked at it. I don't know if it was looking at me.
That's Cos and the Orphan.
I think it's ours.
Saturday. Mordacity. A big Hellenic letters make it obvious when you reach the right house. Gaudy red and green string lights decorate the porch. The door is ajar. Loud music thrums inside. It seems you've somehow looped, coming a second time to what you were running from. Oh, we skipped ahead, huh? Enter the house. Doesn't take long to find her. Lost Liv stands by a table of cups with names written on duct tape stuck to the sides. Some game? You watch as she casually pours a beer for Robespierre, and then starts on a vodka and soda for the Butcher of Bristol. You recognise a couple of once mutual friends hovering around her, chatting and swaying to the music. You hesitate. They look fine. Like they're having fun, even. Your throat hitches. It is easy to forget other people's lives go on, too. Talk, live. You step forward until she notices you and raises a hand lamely in greeting. You are so nervous that you do not even notice your ring and index finger have been chewed off. She looks very surprised to see you. A lost, confused frown darkens her face. Your ring and index fingers. Wow, that's kind of bizarre. It takes you a strangely long time to even realize you are speaking. Something is happening, slowly at first, then all at once. As you talk, you can barely focus on your own word, much less hers. The anodyne pop playlist on the speakers takes on a raking, noxious quality, like rail spikes scratching on the insides of your skull. Your vision films over with grey fuzz. At some point, you snake a hand to your waist to show her, but your phone is gone. The man or the parrot or the molar or the goat or the girl in the wheat field could have warned you that this is how it feels at the end. Maybe they tried. What does that mean? The hell does that mean? I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. There is yelling. The pain in your throat is the only indication that it's from you. The words are barely discernible. They do not feel like yours. Conversations sputter and die around you as people turn to look. You feel a hand on your shoulder. Thank you, Grasmus. You squint at him through itchy eyes. You make out a cardigan and a green bottle. His face is blurry hive of grey. Still, some part of what you're looking at disturbs the edge of a bad memory, like your tongue brushing a rotten tooth. Over his shoulder, you see someone filming you on their phone. And the orphan in your pocket, now grown so fat and ripe it stretches at the seams, squirms as if sensing its venom finally coming due. Its hour is come at last. It's not his fault. Rationally, you know it. Somebody's got to lose. He didn't make the rule. But these thoughts do not stop a poison of your own making rising in your throat. This is only how it feels to come second. There are things you could never imagine yourself doing until they are done. Not all your senses are dulled. You feel with total clarity the moment of impact when your hand bursts into hot needles. There is a shriek, the muted crunch of little bones breaking which will never heal quite right. Your fingers are drenched in something cold and warm. The last thing you see after you fall are emerald shards glinting wetly on the carpet. What the hell is going on? You do not see when she goes away. Party muse.
Sunday.
Perspicacity. 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 He came very near at the end. It is a game I have watched you people play again and again. Other animals live in one world, but from birth you were hanged between two, the one under your feet and the one conceived inside your head. And with every small disappointment, every misfired passion, every slip and stumble into the briar, every loss, the two are cleaved hopelessly further apart. Paradise and the pit. It is not a game that you can win. It is not your nature. And I think, at some basic level, you already know that. All this is only clinging, pretending, shadow play. Tilting at windmill, she's speaking it. But there is no shame in deserting the real when it fails you, because there is no real at all. No truth, nor fiction. Only perception. The mask never removed is no less a face. It's true. And there's no dream at all that you do not wake. There is only what your eyes can see. What eyes can see you. You won! Wow! Final score 15-21. Wow, guys, good job. We won! Yay! Yay! Song for the loser. You that something forewent, who wagers something but win lament, whose something the meal long since to mould, whose something irons change for gold, who speed the head but something the feet, who sow the corpse something eat, who dwell on something overpraised, who let no mirror slip the haze? All use something in gloom and gloam, let my song now guide you home. I wonder if this is like an actual... Let's punch it into Google. Google. You that forewent, who wager but win lament. Oh, if I can spell wager properly. No, that didn't come up. Grok. Grok, tell me what this poem is. Wow, that's really wrong. No, it's not from that poem. Let me type that out again. You that forewent, who wager but win lament, who the meal long since to mould, who irons change for gold. Try again. The underscores are missing words I don't know. Grok, attend to me. Oh, it is. Here we go. It's The Alchemist. Hang on. What? Is that real, or did it just make it up? 17th century traditional English poem. I don't know if that's true. Hang on. Alchemy riddle, 17th century alchemist folk riddle. I don't know if this is real. I think maybe Grok just fucking made this up. Let's ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, is this real? ChatGPot, is this accurate? Yeah, ChatGPT is like, this isn't real. What the hell are you talking about? Okay. Okay, it might be something brand new for this. Other things have been straight up quotes. So, other things have been straight up quotes. So this one might actually be an original one. All right, ChatGPT thinking about it. Let's just keep watching while in the meanwhile.
Snow White. I didn't stumble on any witch's kitchen. She came right up to my door with the apple. It's weird how you can have all the dots poked right in your eyes over and over and over and over and never get the point until it's way too late. Maybe there's some intrinsic safeguard in the human brain that just resists putting pieces together if you're scared of the whole picture. I thought I was so clever. Needle in the haystack, signal in an ocean of noise, like I was just that smart. Rachel was right. She was right about a lot of things. I didn't find anything. It found me. The whole thing was engineered from the start. The cold call, the exchange, the convenient breakthroughs drip-fed a little at a time just when I started to run dry. Just for me. Almost like a game. Before he deleted, the last thing Damon sent me was a phone number. I asked who. He said Everpalm Pond. Don't remember most of the call. I can't remember a lot of things. More and more. Like there's a little hole opened in my head and it's dripping all the time.
Ugh.
I'm never going to get any of it back. I do remember the grinding static on the other end of the line. It almost sounded like laughter, like laughing with a mouthful of broken glass. Crunchy and wet, disgusting. And I remember hearing that familiar tune.
What
Woke
song
up
are
on
they
the
talking
motel
about? Is
floor,
it the whistle?
checked my recording app. The .mp3 was just noise. But I know it was real because there was a new name in the call log. I almost had to laugh. I wonder if it heard. I read a quote years ago. I don't think I ever ended up finishing the book. It was translated from some other language, but something to the effect of, if you want to fight the devil, first learn to take a joke.
Vermin Dapple. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Oh, no, stop that. Back. Here we go. Ah. So there was a puzzle in there. What does it say? Anything interesting in the comments? I don't think so. Okay. Okay, we're going back to the final episode. The final episode of the series of Vermis Malum. So that was Orphan. Now we've got Worm in the Apple, which goes for 13 minutes. Guys, are you excited? I'm pretty excited. I've been enjoying this so far. It's been weird, not as scary as I would like, I think. But it's cool. It's cool. It could be scarier, I think. It could be scary. Let's make sure this is the right quality. It keeps defaulting to a lower quality for some reason. Okay, let's watch. It's the 21st century, and there's a new world being born a little every day. So true. That's scary, but it's intriguing, which I find better. I think you can do both. Series have done both pretty well before, so. Dante Alighieri. One night, when half my life behind me lay, I wandered from the straight lost path afar. Through the great dark was no releasing way. Above that dark was no relieving star. I think the quotes, there's highlighted words in each of these quotes, and that may be part of that poem that we couldn't translate. This is what some of those indie horror games look like. Like, ooh, be scared. Oh my god, it's Slender Man. Graves forgotten. The start. One to 21. Oh, that's right, we still have the shovel. Digging up graves? Dude. Come on, bro. Ugh. Why is it so gross? I think this is the one you're supposed to dig up. Oh, their hands. Look, they look like hands. We can't see it. But you can sort of see the frames. It's like they're not flies, they're hands. That's so gross. Whoa. Ugh. Why are there scissor noises? Primary. It looks like pliers, doesn't it? Oh, this is the leg with the holes. Okay. That's so crunchy. Good question. Okay. Backwards text. Gotcha. The door won't budge. "20 questions. Let's go." Bro, what is this game? Can you hear me? What a dumb question to ask, to be perfectly honest. What are you?
Where are we hiding?
Okay, worm in the apple. Are you in my ear?
Yeah.
That's the song, I guess. Yeah. It's an earworm. Huh. Did you kill them?
No.
No. Where did you come from? Who made you? Born. Interesting. What is this? Parody. Yeah, we saw that before. It said this was a parody. Of what? You. Ha! I knew it. Why? Me. What do you want? Boy. Why? Sing. Did I win the game? He lost the game! No, he didn't. Oh, what the hell?
And if I look, will I get to see them again?
If I look, will I get to see them?
Hey, how are you? Things have been okay here. It's getting colder, but nothing I can't
He
handle.
finally got a letter back. Let's
nothing
go.
like over there. I meant what I said the very first time, remember? I will know the difference a little now that it's closer to fall. I've kind of got my hands full over here too, hunting down the last couple bits of paperwork. They still haven't sent over my transcript. I'm excited. I've been trying to go out more, get a feel for the city. It's less intimidating after a while. Pop culture museum with a couple people from orientation. I think I annoyed them with how much time I spent loitering in the genre sections. One of them really wanted to see this exhibit. Wish you could have been there, too. I feel like you would have really liked some of it. It was mostly sci-fi and fantasy stuff, so more your bag. I read online there was a horror wing, too, but when we got there, it was closed for reno. It was lame, strange, kinda. Maybe next time. Like, seeing all these iconic set pieces, androids and aliens and dragons from all the classics, all at once. I mean, not in a bad way, just... like, it just made me think. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. There's no other animal on Earth that can dream up their own worlds like we can. I don't know. Unfortunately, there's just so much I still have to do. I'll make a longer one of these when I can, though. I promise. But for now, I need to say where do we go from here? And I've spent a lot of time thinking about that question. And, well, yeah. It's funny how, like, if you'd asked me a year ago, I would have had that one of my little planner elevator pitches ready. The red canvas one, pages and pages and pages, every little detail sketched out. I don't know where I left that. My mom used to tell me, she said, "You want to make God laugh? Tell him your plan." There's that Mark Twain quote about growing up and realizing your parents were so much wiser. I really need you to know one thing. I feel like I haven't always made it clear. Maybe that's my fault, but I still care about you, Lawrence, so much. Even if we aren't. And I'm not is, whatever happens, don't think I don't still care about you. I've seen people have to go through this by themselves. Loss. They have to go down that road all alone, and it eats them up inside, and sometimes there's nothing left after. But it's so different when you have someone going through it right next to you. And yeah, it's not like that makes it easy. This is harder than anything. Tries to pull every thread, rip out every seam. Fear and hurt and anger and just fucking for 1 second, you're going to come apart and blow away in the wind. And there's this massive rift suddenly, not just between us, but between the us we were supposed to be. But there's something else, too. Something I didn't see before. When you have someone looking for you, making sure no matter how deep down you go, you don't get you too. It's small, but I can feel it. And it's growing all the time. A little part of you and me. Trying to say and is me and you. I'm so glad you were there to look for me. And I hope I looked for you too. I don't know if I believe in God, but I do believe there are things out there bigger than all of us. And I believe when it's all said and done, whatever roads we find ourselves going down, wherever we almost get lost along the way, in the end, we're all going to find a place where we belong.
gotta find a place we belong, and then it shows the different depictions of hell. Good lord. That's awesome. How often do you see a web horror series with its own credits and ending song? You don't see that. That's awesome. So what do you think of that, guys? I feel like she kind of just straight up said one of the main themes. Around here.
How, like, if but it's like we can.
Yeah.
Set pieces.
This part.
I read online there was a horror wing too, but when we got there it was closed for reno. It was lame, strange, kinda. Maybe next time. Like, seeing all these iconic set pieces, androids and aliens and dragons from all the classics, all at once. I mean, not in a bad way, just... like, it just made me think. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. There's no other animal on Earth that can dream up their own worlds like we can. I don't know.
You've been to that museum. That looks cool. Looks like a really fun one to visit. I think that's one of the major themes of it is humanity dreaming up their own worlds. So the whatever is in the computer, the worm in the apple, seems to be parodying, mocking humanity's idea of heaven. Because like it said, do you want thing? Oh no, I missed it. What is this? Oops, missed it. So what is this? Parody. And it's like Dante's 7 hells, right? Or however many hells it is. Point of the story, don't play with your worm. And it's parodying humanity's ideas of the afterlife. Dante, there are 9 circles. My mistake. Well, there you go. He gets up to 9. And then he gets owned. Did I win the game? This is where he's starting to think about. So what I'm thinking is that he falls for the trick of the entity and loses because of that. He's believing this entity that is telling him that it's all fake. It's so fake that a computer program can mimic it, this easily, and create its own monsters and create its own reality. And then he asks it, "Did I win then?" Well, if you're asking that question, you've already lost. You've already lost to it. If you're asking this thing that is telling you that reality isn't real, what is the new reality? Well, then you've fallen for it, I don't think this is necessarily anti, because Christianity comes up a lot in these stories for obvious reasons, and this doesn't seem to be anti-Christian, but it seems to be more the idea that you have to be wary of what you're believing from others. So you've got the idea of the computer virus that spreads, you know, the worms and whatnot, and they spread, and that's very similar to mimetic viruses. It's basically the same thing, just running on different hardware, right? Mimetic virus is one that spreads from human to human. Read Snow Crash if you want a crash course on that. And when you've got this worm that can reshape what's happening in a computer, there's not much difference than one that can reshape what's happening in your head. So you've got to be really careful what you let in there. There's probably more to it than that. I think this is definitely a series that requires a really good sit down and looking through it. This is pretty cool. Interesting how multiple characters advise to abandon the shovel, yet they hold on to it to the very end just in case. Just like us, the viewers, they want to keep digging. That's a good point. Yeah, and it straight up says, like that guy, like in the last episode, the guy was like, yeah, no, this isn't real. You know, I wanted to believe it's real, and it's not. He straight up says that. Somewhere in here. And that's the thing, you know, you've got these stories, and it's pretty easy for you to want to believe that they're true. Worm in the apple knocking on your head. Are you alone in there? Yeah. Dum dum dum. Hello, hello, hello. And I think that the main character, he wanted to believe that he was in a relationship with the woman, but it was pretty clearly not what was happening. She was not interested. Harley? I can't remember her name. Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, what do you guys reckon? You do the whistle at the end. Wait, did you do the whistle right at the very end? You'd have to, right? You'd have to. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. Check out our exhaustive guide to Goo. Whoa. Okay. That is an exhaustive guide. What the hell? Jeepers creepers. I think the way most of it was presented was really good. Better than most of its sort. Yes, definitely. Definitely very high quality presentation. I have some qualms with it in that it wasn't as scary as it could have been. Just because they didn't try, they tried more to make it. People say ARG. It's not. It's kind of ARG, but there's not interaction. Puzzle. There's more puzzle elements, puzzle and lore elements, rather than horror elements. And I think they could have gone a bit more on the horror, but it was still very good. Still very good. Jeez. Well, you don't even need a lore video when you've got this dude here. Good lord. If he's done comments like this on every single video, then you could just do a lore video of just reading out these comments. Yeah, very, very good. I wonder if this creator, because, so the last episode was released some time ago now. 9 months ago. When was the very first episode? December 25th. December 25th, and the first episode was May. 8. He could have had one for each month. Anyway, that was really cool. So he says, because I make internet horror videos, I wonder if he's going to make more on his Patreon. Red Thread, Vermis Malum. Nomen Syme. Stenography. It's over. It's so over. Okay. Reach preview. He's got a bunch of different projects he's working on. That's really interesting. Well, it's kind of cool that he's got some new stuff coming then. Let's well, we'll definitely keep an eye on this fellow then, won't we? Very cool, YouTube. Very cool. Blank. Very cool. There we go. Yeah. Really, really good series. Yeah, I don't really have that many notes, many criticisms for it, to be honest. It was just really well done. Voice acting was great. Game graphics were pretty cool. It did suffer from that thing so you could tell it was like a default character thing in like Unreal or something because it was so floaty, but like the movement. But real games do that all the time too, so you kind of can't criticize him for that. But yeah, like the only thing is that I would have liked a bit more horror rather than just because there's so many segments that are. I was about to say that there's lots of segments that are just puzzle bait, obvious puzzles. But that's kind of the point of the series too, The point of the series is that this is supposed to appear deeper than it is. Or maybe it is that deep, but the point is it's supposed to bait you into worrying about these puzzles that aren't real. That's very interesting though. Very interesting. I quite liked it. If we got more of this quality, I'd be very happy chappy, I think. I'd be very happy if we got a few more like this, to be honest. And this would have taken fucking ages. Even if assuming he used, heaps and heaps of free assets, to make this stuff. That's still so much work. Just so much work to do this. So yeah, real kudos to Voldrusk. What a great project. Let's wrap up the YouTube video here, actually. Thank you for watching Vermis Malum with me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to go check out the link in the description to go and give the creator some love. You've been watching Mythonics Live, hosted by More They Duke, and remember, you're never alone in the dark.